Hello, Speed Gaming 3. Welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. We have a no logic race today. It's going to be really fun. It's going to get weird, but don't worry, you're in good hands. We will explain everything that's happening, and you will be blown away. I am joined by Crubble. How are you doing?
Excellent. I am very, very excited to watch this race and talk about it. And I love this format. This is one of my favorite formats to still play casually. Haven't really gotten into racing it yet, but it's really addictive. There's a lot of fun tech and an endless learning curve. So we'll both try to talk about what we're seeing and explain as best we can and just enjoy the show.
All right, a little bit of introduction to our runners. This is not Yoho and Foxless are both NMG runners. Like, that is their main thing. If you don't recognize their names, that's because they are mostly playing the vanilla game. But lately they have been pulled into the world of glitched randomizers. Almost directly. I mean, they've done Fox has definitely done a lot of spoiler and no glitches, but they are these days glitch mains. So they're starting at Link's House and Sanctuary, respectively. Yoho heading to the island. Island is an item you can get right away. Actually, he's just going to go straight for Hobo and gets targeted by the arrow guard, so he has to reset the screen.
Yeah, so while our runners are doing the little opening checks, we should talk about what this format is, and it is no logic. It is the easiest format for the software to generate, and the hardest for the players to play. There is, as the title implies, no logic. Any item can be anywhere, and yes, that means there is a very, very, very small chance that this seed might be unwinnable. Hoping we won't run into that today, but yeah, the possibilities are endless.
You'd be amazed at how few and winnable situations there actually are. The main one being Trinex still requires Fire Rod and Ice Rod, and we do require you to kill all the bosses that hold crystals as well as collect their crystals. So if Trinex is a crystal and you can't get the Fire Rod and Ice Rod because they are on Trinex, then you can't beat Trinex. But that hardly ever happens, right? Yoho didn't just roll a seed with Trinex Rod, right?
Yep.
That's just...
a 1 in 216
Oh,
chance.
goodness. Okay.
Are we already seeing?
We're already doing swimmy stuff going on.
The brand new, or very new tech, at least. Maybe, what is this? A couple weeks old?
Yeah, this is like less than a month old. So Yoho's just swam to Ice Rod Cave, and he has no bomb, so he has to teleport directly into the cave.
And we have the person who discovered that glitch in chat with us. Shout out to Brahmin Meat.
Oh, and we're on the mountain too. So, yeah, Intrepid trips here. You know, these crabs will one-shot Yoho. At this moment, the Dead Rock will one-shot Fox, and it does.
Oh my goodness, we got trapped a little bit there. All right, we have chat asking us about the rules here, and I'll leave that to you to explain, Malva.
The rules are simple. There's only like 3 glitches we don't allow. EG is one of them. That means you're walking under the floor out of bounds in the underworld, where you're just like going through walls and no collision. We don't allow that. We don't need it. It's a lot of glitches in this game that aren't EG. There's a couple others that are a little bit more fringe I won't really go into, but those are the main ones.
Yep, it's very, very light on the restrictions, but there are still a couple restrictions in place to keep things interesting.
We didn't mention this. This is Key Sanity. We enable Key Sanity on no logic because it's actually easier with Key Sanity. It makes it a little bit... when you go into a dungeon, you're not always in the dungeon the game thinks you're in. And if you pick up keys, it'll just get assigned to the dungeon you're in. So Key Sanity means you don't have to worry about that. You'll get the key that it says it is, for the most part. Few exceptions, but usually a Meyer key will be a Meyer key no matter where you could grab it.
And the goal of the seed is, as Malmo mentioned earlier, the runners have to kill all of the runners have to collect 7 crystals and kill all 7 bosses that hold the crystals. In non-glitch modes, those are one and the same, but in glitch modes where you can fairly easily travel between dungeons, we add that additional rule to keep things interesting, and also killing Agatu,
Yeah.
and defeating Ganon.
We're very particular on calling it killing Agatu and not doing Ganon's Tower. You don't need to do Ganon's Tower to kill Agatu, it turns out. It's very easy to get to. It's one of the easiest bosses to get wrong warp to in this game.
It's fairly uncommon in I think in these seeds to actually end up climbing Ganon's Tower normally. It always feels a little strange climbing Ganon's Tower normally in a no logic seed.
Yeah, we've checked Lumberjack, it's nothing. Even if it was something, we don't need to climb Aga Tower to get Aghanim either. It's a lot of ways to get the things you need in this seed. Houlihan is an important play because if you get bottles, you might be spending that money on potions. Potions are an important glitching item in this game, but we'll get into that when we actually get bottles. Right now we're mostly doing overworld glitches because most of the item density is in the overworld, and to do glitches in the underworld, you usually need items.
Yep, and both our runners are getting these. Well, we can't call them Sphere 1 locations anymore because in No Logic there is only one sphere for the entire game.
In the logic, there's only one sphere. If you look in the playthrough, it'll literally just say, like, go to the Triforce and expect you to figure it out on your own. There is Taj still put together a list of actual Sphere 1 locations, things you can truly get with nothing. There's over 100 of them. I don't remember the exact number. And they get more and more ridiculous as you go up that list.
It's always exciting when they figure out another way to another clever way to access something that we used to think you needed an item to access, and then they figure out actually if you do this glitch and shade it to this glitch or this one, then you can access that with nothing. Always exciting to see new things added to that list.
Alright, our runners are finally converging. Kakariko, big density play. We're getting some big keys. We're getting the bow. Bow is more useful for glitching than for doing the vanilla stuff with the bow. We don't really touch the back of Pod at all. We don't get to Helmasaur that way. And top of GT again, we only go there if we're desperate, so probably not seeing the bow in that regard. It is really good to have for Eastern because that is a harder one to skip, but there are glitches you can do with the bow once we get other items as well. And it's a weapon. Not a weapon yet.
It is pretty funny that the bow is very important in this mode, but almost none of its non-glitched uses, or non-glitch logical uses, come into play in No Logic.
Yeah, it's contrary to the hammer. The hammer is actually not... I don't think there are any glitches with the hammer, besides, like, hammer dashing. So when you find the hammer, it's just, oh cool, I don't have to glitch my way around ice palace anymore. But with this, when it's the bow, it's that way for Eastern, but for everything else, it's just a tool. So a lot of them like that. Meyer is that way, or not Meyer, Kane is that way. Hopefully we'll be seeing one of those in this seed.
Yep, and Chad's asking if this mode can be cleared with no hammer, and yeah, I believe there aren't any checks in the game that actually require the hammered access. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can't think of a single hammer check that can't be hook pushed through. They're pretty... The hammer gets past pegs, right? That's its purpose. And pegs are an object you can usually get through in some way. Hammer pegs is the exception, but you can actually hook push from one room to another. And you can use that to get the hammer pegs from checkerboard. So even that one is not... Spike Cave is kind of hard, but you can... Guess what? You can go past that one too.
Oh, I don't think I ever thought about hammerless Spike Cave.
Yeah, you can just hook push past those pegs. The pegs can be hook shotted too, which I didn't realize until somebody told me.
Oh, okay.
Alright, desert time. This is kind of a standard glitch mode play where you go from Cac to desert because desert has a bunch of stuff you can get to with just your boots. And we'll be seeing our first underworld major glitch in this one. Because we don't have the desert small key, but we still want the items inside those rooms. Right.
Yeah, and now is this going to be a quadrant glitch, or because they don't have a sword? Huh? I'm curious how they're going to do this.
You don't need a sword for Quadrant Glitch.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you just get hit. That's it. Get hit in the right spot, and you get pushed past the transition in a way that desyncs you from the room's coordinates, and next time you do a transition, it will put you in the wrong room.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, I was thinking of it in terms of a sword because a sword is often a convenient way to get hit across a transition. That's right.
Yeah, enemies you can clink against, like classically Moldorm 2 is the one people do by accident. There's actually, I don't think any of those enemies in this room. I think you have to do it this way. So Chad is asking, how do you get to Cold Stair without a hammer? There's a glitch called a YBA that we use the bottle, Yuzuhara's bottle adventure. It lets you skip door transitions and do things like enter doors twice. And we can use that to get to Cold Stair. Alright, we got simultaneous Quadrant Glitches. Let's go. Alright, Yoho believes he has gotten Quadrant Glitch, damaged himself down, and he has transitioned wrongly twice, and now he can get to the chests in this room, which we can't see. But helpfully, it's a small key to Skull Woods.
Oh yeah, this is where having an auto tracker comes in very handy.
All right, and to give our tracker a little hand, that was bombs in the other chest. I was watching the HUD. You can't tell on Fox's side, but I saw it on Yoho's side. So small key to Skull Woods and bombs. Shoutouts to Maddie Walker. Is that our tracker? Tracker came in at the last minute, so.
Yep. Thanks for.
Shoutouts to them for showing up for this, frankly, hard to track mode because sometimes you can't even see the items we're getting.
Yeah, and I think it's Akuhesh as.
Oh, it was Akuhesh. Okay, we had 2 people volunteer, so I'm not sure which one they picked. Thank you, Akuhesh.
But yeah, those of you who've watched the recent glitched GDQ runs might be familiar with hook pushes. They are extremely powerful, but they kind of require a lot of tools to set up. So if those tools are in really inconvenient places, you can often go through some of these seeds without seeing very many hook pushes. But they are fun to see, so I'm personally hoping that we get an early hook push kit and get to see a lot of those shenanigans. So I believe both of our runners are very familiar with that.
Foxless just picked up a shield on purpose. I'm very curious why. Nothing wrong with shields, but usually people don't do that. There must be some fashion sense going about. Maybe he wants to be red. We all like being red. Red sword, red shield, red mail. Aw, look at that. Moldorm archery, everyone's favorite.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a little easier with bombs, but bombs are an important tool, no logic. It's one of the few things you can use to do indoor glitches without actually collecting any items.
Yeah, you'll often see people buy the bomb upgrade, but the bomb capacity upgrade in this mode. Like 15 bombs, how could you ever need 15 bombs? Well, we use a bunch of them for a bunch of glitches.
Fox is taking a more traditional route to Ice Rod Cave. Just walking there, and then likely to use that water walk to get to the flipper checks. Question is, will he spend his 582 rupees on Zora, or will he save it for potion purchases later on? Or even bomb upgrade purchases, as we said. Those are quite important if you are doing a lot of bomb glitches.
Yeah, I think... didn't Yoho get the big key on Zora Ledge and then, of course, not pick up the Zora item? I think they had 0 rupees at the time.
Yoho had 0 rupees, and the big key will actually stop Fox in his tracks. You are right. Fox is going to go for the big key, and if he were to buy the Zora item, he wouldn't be able to get that. So you're right. We're not going to see Zora in this trip.
Yeah, required item on Zora is kind of terrible in this mode because I almost said you really, really want those rupees for other things. Yeah, another thing that I enjoy about this mode is that small keys that seem very important in other modes are much less important in this mode, and vice versa. Oh, now what's Yoho doing here?
Yoho is trying to go to King's Tomb through a bomb juke. So let's talk about jukes. In a juke, you are getting yourself past the door transition without actually triggering it. Normally, the result of that is you come out the top of the screen and can transition through that door from the wrong side and go up instead of down, and you'll go out of bounds. You'll go into a different room. All the rooms in the underworld are overlaid on 2 maps. Most of them, the dungeons and the multi-entrance connector caves, are all on one big map, and then there's a little map called the EG2 map, which we're on right now. Those are connected with each other, so you see Yoho was successful. He got to the King's Tomb item, picked up the item. He's done here because he already did Ice Rod Cave, so he saves and quits out. Now he can actually exit there and be at Mini Moldrum Cave because the game just remembers where he entered in these EG2 rooms. Fox?
Yeah, that's interesting from Fox's side.
Fox deleted.
Yeah, Fox clipped up to get the big key, and then did splash delete to splash delete to get to Zora. Those 2 item checks in the opposite order from how we usually see them.
I think he wanted the key more than he wanted the Zora item. For a good reason. It's only 100 rupees.
A little bit of a refund.
Yeah, he can buy the bomb upgrade. That's about it. Well, we don't have any potions. I mean, we don't have any bottles, so we have nothing to spend our money on besides the bomb upgrade right now. It's not like we pay Kiki in these modes, right?
We have much faster and more convenient ways to get to pod.
Small key. You can't boom that because it's not the small key of Hera. But I can see why you would go for it, especially as an NMG runner.
Yep. That's probably a hard muscle memory to break.
Tower of Hera, currently not accessible at the top. We would need to get in from another dungeon if we were going to do that. Pod is the most common one. Look at them following each other's tracks again. Oh, watch this be the Hera key. You just know it. No, it's Pod. Well, we can use it to open Hera. If we had a bottle.
Yeah, if we had a bottle.
Oh, you coward. You could just dash up to the pit and see the item. Everybody goes to the left and dashes up and waste time. And then he hovers. No. It's like he's brave enough to hover, but... Alright, maybe he'll audible into Pod, because you can get to Pod from this cave. This is the standard way to get to Pod in glitch modes that allow underworld glitches. Oh yeah, he's going for the old bomb clip.
Ooh.
It's a little hard with these Moldrums here. When you come in from the top, they have more time to harass you.
Certainly made it look easy.
The cool thing about the Pod Big Key is... Oh, Yoho's doing it too! The cool thing about the Pod Big Key is it actually sets a flag that allows, like, keys to be opened in the cave as well. There's a few keys that will do that. Pod is one of them. So he can just go through Pod and never exit the cave, and the game will think he's in a cave. He can unlock doors as much as he wants, and he can use that Pod Big Key to unlock the door in here. Not because it's Pod, but because it's a cave.
Yep, and also because it's a cave, you start with 255 small keys. Have to be careful not to pick up a pot key when you're in that state, or you will wrap back around to 0. But as long as you don't do that, then you have a very large collection of keys that you can use to open up all the small key doors you want, as long as you're still in that state.
Alright, we found a key and a glove in Pod, and Yoho's about to pick up this big key that Fox missed out on. Both of them missed the hover, or something. given that Yoho's going this way. It is a big key of desert, which is convenient.
Yeah, that's a very convenient one.
I would also like to welcome our raiders from Speed Gaming. I imagine there's a lot to catch up on here. We're doing no logic. It's a little unusual. No logic is a mode that allows a lot of glitches, not all of them, but most of them, and disables all logic checks. So you are on your own. Items can be wherever they want, and you have to glitch your way around to get to them. Very nice sword for Fox in the Bowlock side of Pod.
Yep, and because Pod was loaded from the Spectacle Rock Cave instead of loaded through the front door as normal, in addition to the walls and textures all looking strange, this dungeon also has no enemies, no sprites in it. So it makes it nice and calm and easy to navigate. Also very eerily quiet.
Yoho is going for this map. Maps are pretty important in no logic. Knowing what dungeons you need to clear determines what you need for go mode, and what you need for go mode is very flexible in no logic until you need Trinex. Then you definitely need rods. So knowing that one is probably the most important, but there are some dungeons that give more trouble than others, and knowing if those are pendants can speed up the process. Or tell you to focus on collecting items, because you might not have the tools you need. Wow. Whoa, Fox, that was a cool... that was a really last-minute hammer jump.
That was impressive.
So when you're in... It's not really a property of Cave State itself, but the fact that you have like wrapped around the underworld map when you came here. All the sprites are despawned, as we said, but also the Falling Bridge is a sprite. So that is not there either, so you can hammer jump without pausing, and the only timer you're on is your own bomb.
Yeah, I didn't know that when I first started learning this, so I found it very stressful. It's like, oh, I have to learn a whole new setup for hammer jump, with all the textures different. And then I realized, oh, I have all the time I want.
Okay, yeah, and Chad is again asking, do you need to get the boss? Can you just dupe the crystal? You can, but you also need the boss. You can do them separately or you can do them together, but you do have to do both. And that is a Cane of Samaria. I'm happy to see that, because we get to see some really good glitches coming up.
Yep, that is one of the, I think, if you want to see a lot of shenanigans in this run, the items you're really looking for are a bottle, and the cane, and the hookshot, and a few others, but those are kind of core to a lot of the most entertaining tech.
Yoho has found a sword as well in Paradox Cave. So Fox and Yoho will both have Master Sword. Assuming Yoho just goes to Pod at a normal time. People like to go here early because it's very lootable. You can just go in and get all the items and leave. The fact that Fox is leaving is also telling me that he intends to kill the boss right now. So we're going to see a glitch called Statue Drag.
Yep, and the longer mirrorless version of Statue Drag too. So this one is very fun to watch. Kind of tough to explain. I'll leave that one to you again.
Okay, so you can see when Fox is pulling the statue, he goes into this animation where he's like pulling and sweat's coming out of his face. You can store that state when you go downstairs or mirror and get hit. Takes you out of the state, but the next time you press A, you will be pushing again. So he will use that to juke the north door transition here. So first he's going to reset the dungeon because it's required for some reason that I don't quite understand, but...
Yeah, well...
There we go, so... Yeah, so he has... It's only required if you didn't mirror. So he has juked the transition and gone through it. Now he's going to juke this transition so he doesn't trigger the door, and go up and down a little bit so that when he finally makes the south transition here, he will be in Helmasaur's room. Meanwhile, Yoho has found the ice rod in Sahasrala's closet and is now going for a Cane of Samaria juke. Same as the bomb juke, but with the cane, it's a little easier because you're not on a timer. This will get him to the big key chest of Eastern. He also set up a death warp, so he can get out When he gets there, he'll be desynced from the sprites that are in the room. You'll see him walking right through these anti-fairies, so you can't actually take damage from them. I wish I could tell you what was in that chest, but I didn't see it. He has red mail, so he has to bomb himself 4 times.
And Foxless making quick work of that fairly low percent Helmosaur, although people running No Logic tend to get pretty good at low percent Helmosaur.
Oh, I'll tell you about Foxlisk and no low percent Helmosaur. He runs a speedrun category called Helmet RTA. That's all about just getting to Helmosaur using Statue Drag as quickly as possible. So he is very, very practiced in this fight. And that glitch.
And that's the first crystal boss and first crystal.
Oh yeah, one way to find out what the crystals are is to just do the bosses. Okay, now he's going for a Quadrant Glitch here. This is where you were mentioning the sword earlier, where that comes in. If you tink against these turtles in exactly the right way, you will desync Link from the room's coordinates and be able to transition through doors wrong.
And where does this one take him?
This will take him to Hookshot Cave.
Ooh. Oh, and at some point he got a bottle. That's
Oh.
another exciting thing. I wonder, like, what's in the bottle is the bottle's contents, what they're looking for to potentially connect Hookshot Cave up to other things.
That's a good point. If it's a red or green potion, he'll be able to go to Ganon's Tower through Ice Armos from Hookshot Cave. This place is all very interconnected. Look at that Mimic. What's he doing up there? There must be something with the Quadrant Glitch that, like, you can see he didn't do a potion glitch. He just happens to be camera unlocked already. It's a property of the Quadrant Glitch you did earlier. He even has the bow. Didn't even think about that. Okay,
Oh gosh.
There's a lot going on here. Yoho is deleting a door.
What?
Yeah, Yoho's gonna delete the big door of Eastern Palace so he could do the Armos boss.
And you can do this just with the cane?
Yeah, so the important thing if you're going to try this is to talk to the door first to make sure you don't hard lock. This is called a transition corruption, Samaria transition corruption. It's a little bit like a juke, but you're actually doing something a little bit more with the door. You are using the Samaria's collision to trigger the door wrong in such a way that copies data from one room to another. So in this case, he has copied an empty door to a closed door, or an open door to a closed door, and opened it. Fox, meanwhile, found the hammer in Hookshot Cave.
Yep.
So much going on. Imagine if we had 4 runners on screen.
Okay, so was Yoho successful at
Yes.
deleting the big key door? Okay.
Yeah, I think he saved and quit out because he didn't have a good way to death warp with his red mail. Red mail sucks, by the way, and no logic. We don't like it. But he got it from a chest, so he didn't have any choice.
So now Yoho's probably following in Foxless footsteps to clear out pod. Very, very high density. I wonder if they'll try to link that up with Quadrant Glitch into Hookshot Cave like we saw from Fox.
Yeah, they might. They're both very familiar with the new tech because they have been active in the no logic racing community recently. Fox, by the way, I want to explain what he's doing here. He's come from Hookshot Cave to the overworld, but he's still Link. He doesn't have the Moon Pearl. But he doesn't need it because he's not actually in the Dark World. At no point did he ever transition to the Dark World, so the game still thinks he's in the Light World. As long as he doesn't make a screen transition, if he does, he will just get put back in the normal Light World again and won't be on the Dark Death Mountain anymore.
And okay, yeah, I was wondering if when he exits this dungeon, will he still be in Link State? But yes, that is the case.
Yeah, and he will also still be in Fake Dark World, no matter which door he takes. So if he were to somehow hover his way back to the entrance, he'll enter. He won't, but if he were to, he would be in that Turtle Rock screen in Fake Dark World. This is probably not necessary. He has 3 Turtle Rock keys. I don't think he actually needs to kill this Pokey. I hope he recognizes that soon, before he dies. Yeah.
Oh! I wonder if that's just... It can be hard to keep count of Turtle Rock Smalls.
You don't expect to have 3 of them this early.
Yeah. Another nice, fast Cave State Hammer Yum from Yoho.
Did we ever play No Logic with enemy and pop key drops mixed in? There is. That's a door rando feature, and playing No Logic in door rando is very, very dodgy. However, there are people who will do that. People will try anything. You'd be surprised what people have tried in this game. If you give them the option, they will select it. Somebody will. Even if you play with vanilla doors, you'll still get the door rando code, and they'll still make glitches not work correctly, and so on.
Oh, they still turn that on.
You can still do it. Yeah, you can still do it. Like, I've done it. It's just so Tower of Hera big. That's a nice one.
So because Yoho has the cane, if they decide to continue into TR, they might be able to do a little bit more. Oh, I was wondering if Fox was about to take that Hera big key into a normal climb of Hera, but nope, looks like they have other plans.
Oh, that's surprising. It's not a bad play.
Yeah, a couple reasons you might want to open up that door.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
true.
The top of Hera is very convenient to get access to. Oh, Dead Rock.
Nice Dead Rock. How badly do you want that map, Fox? Oh, okay. Yoho's doing Statue Drag now, so if you missed it from Fox's end, you can watch it here.
Oh my gosh. I just love the sight of Link pulling an invisible statue.
It's so heavy.
So they both actually exit the dungeon.
Exiting the dungeon, as opposed to transitioning north, is more consistent for some reason nobody can explain. Like, I don't think anyone actually knows why. They just know that it never fails going this way, but it sometimes fails going up.
Oh, interesting. I always transitioned north, and then sometimes it would fail, and I didn't know why. So
I know, same. We've all had that experience, and we're like, "Why is this not working?" And somebody will say, "Oh, for some reason, just go south, and it's better." Yeah. So just do it. This game is weird. Usually, we know why things are happening. That is one of the cases where I've actually not heard anybody explain why. Fox is about to get his disappointment in the form of the red mail and the sword, which is very much not disappointing because you do need 2 swords for Ganon, no matter what mode you're playing.
Ooh. Yoho tossing the bombs instead of placing them has to be a little bit careful not to run out.
Yeah, with red mail, it's pretty safe to just walk into Helmasaur with the bomb, but if you can land your hits, no reason not to throw.
And with 1 to spare, we'll just get the mask off. With red mail, this is home free at this point.
Alright, classic 30-minute Uncle. It's actually quite early for Uncle. Considering we already have a cave state key, we don't even need the Zelda cell key, so this is purely an item density play and possibly some Thieves Town entry happening here, yeah. I think Foxlisk intends to do our first YBA of the seed, so he's going to drink this potion here. Wind himself on the door transition, which is quite deep. And transition at the same time he hits it. drink that potion, and instead of transitioning, he will... Something will happen. It'll actually act like a blue potion, and then he will get to essentially hit the door twice. All right, Yoho's doing the Quadrant Glitch and the turtle.
And so now Fox is in Thieves Town in Cave State, and because he picked up that the pod big key, which is one of the keys that acts like a big key when you're in Cave State, he can open up the doors that require the big key, including the cell doors of blind. You often don't think about how those require the big key as well.
Yeah, little known fact. I love that the mimic is in the wrong place when your camera unlocked like this. That's so interesting. I bet he's loaded in when you're walking through, when he normally wouldn't be loaded in, and he's following some movements you're making in the other room.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess you probably don't see don't see mimic clip very often in this mode, do you?
No, you usually don't. I think Yoho may have missed out on a chest in pod. Realizing that his left-right transitions are unstable, can't get the arena ledge chest. Thankfully, he did recognize that, because I can't imagine whatever's in arena ledge chest being more useful than this hammer that he's about to get in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there, because we have Yoho's audio up. We can hear that because we entered the underworld from Spectacle Rock, and then went to Pod, and then went to Hookshot Cave, and then when we exited, we're still in the Light World, so we still get that Light World music. It's always fun hearing Light World music on a Dark World screen.
This is just one elaborate mountain crossing, isn't it? Nice mirror. Mirror's a good item. It's not required for anything, but it's a very good tool. For one, it acts as a bit of a moon pearl replacement. In certain situations, you can get Super Bunny with the mirror. You can also do a glitch called Mirror Wrap that lets you do a lot of glitches that are similar to the door transitions corruptions we're seeing here, but you're doing them in the overworld instead, getting to locations like Ice Palace and Turtle Rock more easily. Yoho's going for the hovers. I don't think Fox went for these. I think he went for one and missed.
Yeah, I believe
we didn't see a mushroom on Fox's side, so this is all new information for us. It's gonna be huge if it's like the hookshot can be here. This is no logic. So.
Yeah. You would think that would be a pretty big deterrent for non-hoverers from getting into this mode, but there are ways around, I think, most hookshot requirements.
Yeah, you don't need the hookshot. It's just nice.
Yeah.
It's really good for Argus. If you don't need it, it's really good.
And that's one of the things that keeps this mode. Oh, here we go, another bomb juke.
Yeah. This is a bomb snap, so I think what Yoho's doing is he has the green potion from Pod, and this is an auto door, so he can't just walk into the door like Fox did in I almost called it Thieves Town, in the Uncle room. So you use the bomb, you grab the bomb and let its knockback hit you into the transition, and the damage will allow you to use the item. Otherwise you'd be considered to be in a door and you can't use items. And then you can do the YBA.
Yep, and here we have Water Armos.
Yeah, with the worst sword. There we go. And now we just have to spin him a bunch. I think is probably what we want to do. We don't want to poke dash.
I think just normal pokes would be... Oh, that seems kind of fast.
Yeah, this might be getting better DPS than normal pokes, because normal pokes would drop your sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fast. Oh, and he drops a heart because he's not in GT, and that kills him permanently.
Free heart.
Alright. This is fun time for a tracker. Of those 3 items that Yoho got, I only knew what one of them was. It looks like ether was collected, so I think ether must have been that item.
Was that the ice rod?
A second bottle.
With
the ice rod was in Sahasrala's closet, so ether and the bottle with the bee in it were the 2 items that we couldn't see. Thank you for showing us that, Yoho. And showing yourself that. Imagine Yoho does not run an auto tracker.
Hmm.
If you run an auto tracker, you see those things pop up. It's actually one of the. If this is a more commonly race mode, this would be an argument against allowing auto trackers because it does give you a bit of an advantage.
Oh, the
Oh yeah, don't forget Bob's
Bottle
chest. It's easy to
bottle
forget
and chess
this.
game.
Oh yeah. All right, we've got the tools to beat the seed. We just need the fire rod. And if Turtle Rock's a pendant, we only need a fire source. We don't even necessarily need the fire rod. In theory. I think Yoho's just gonna try and hover this.
Whoa. I certainly have never seen this hover before.
I mean, do you know how to navigate the ether floor? Or the invisible floor? Because if you can
I
hover,
sure
that's
don't.
probably harder than hovering.
Yep.
Alright, Yoho does have the hammer, so he can actually do all of left side.
Open
And
up
nice
the trap door.
sword. That's the last sword we'll be needing. I mean, Fox found the sword. Where was that? Fox is also on Tempered Sword. Pendant Eastern, by the way. Thanks for the map check, Fox. We are in the light world, in fact, because we never entered the dark world. Believe it or not, neither of the runners has been in the dark world yet. As far as I don't think anyone's been in the dark world.
Yeah, that sounds right.
If they were, there was literally just to check their map and leave. I didn't see any dark world traversal.
We've spent like half this seed on Dark World screens in Light World state.
Yep.
So I wonder if because they're so close to Go mode, I wonder if the focus begins to shift to clearing the clearable crystal dungeons.
Yeah, I might. Still a lot of density left, but we are getting out of the low-hanging fruit and into the stuff you actually have to work for. I feel like Yoho has hit up the last of the major density that we have available to us.
Hmm.
Yeah, Fox is starting to think about dungeons. We've got Lanmo play. Now, notice how Fox does not have fire. This is not going to deter him.
Oh, this is nice that we're gonna get to see two different ways of, well, probably get to see two different ways of getting to Lanmo.
Yoho's on low HP right now.
Oh yeah.
And dying is not great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not in a dungeon.
He is. So this would count as an overall death, right?
Yeah, it would. There's a heart in this room he can get. Okay, so Fox is doing another bomb snap. Same thing Yoho did to get into GT, Fox is going to do here, except he's going to apply a sword spin. That's going to give him a little extra distance. He needs to consume magic. Oh no, he just Miradoored. Wow. Okay, Mirador is basically a YBA with a mirror. That's really all it is. Yeah, there's some things going on. It'll actually like open the Triforce door somewhere. There's a timer that runs, so you often have to wait up to a minute for it to work. But functionally, it will do the things that a YBA will do.
What?
Have you never seen a Mirador before?
I sure haven't. Ooh. Yoho's a bit of a scary situation.
Yeah, thankfully, if Yoho dies here, he can get back pretty easily with a bunny clip. Look at that backwards hover. Like, wow, I wasn't going to make it. Let's go back. Alright, Fox is through. Yeah, probably before you start trying Miradors anywhere, know the stipulations. You can basically get a hard lock if you do it wrong. That timer can go up to 18 minutes if you don't set the right variables.
Oh my
but if you know what you're doing, it's pretty useful because it doesn't cost money to use the mirror in a door like it does to use a potion. And we are rewarded with a pendant. Probably not what Fox wanted to see here.
Hey, and we got our potion shopping cart.
Yoho cannot do the bomb jump, he will die. Well, maybe he won't. Maybe he's on half a heart, not a quarter heart. I think we're gonna see some kind of either. There's a big chest, right? Oh no, only Yoho has that. Okay, is this gonna be a desert to swamp play for Fox? Because we already have these chests. He's not here for the chests. He's here for the door.
Now, what can he get in Swamp without flippers?
Well, he can dive her down. He can even unflood that room if he can't dive her down. So, like, if you don't have the cane, which if you were using bottles to get in here, you wouldn't have the cane, so.
Ah.
But he can cane dive her down this room and then splash back to the door. And here we go. We are in Swamp because they are next to each other in a way. At least we have made it so that they're next to each other. Yeah, he can't do this method of dive her down, so he has to do the other one. Splashing in the water will not work without the flippers.
Oh, I need to learn this method of dive her down.
It feels similar to Icebreaker. It's not that hard. You have to do one down buffer, one frame. But otherwise, it's not too hard.
Now, is it that he couldn't have continued to Waterfall Room, or it would have stranded him there? Or?
I don't know if he made the necessary corrections to his camera stability.
Oh, is that what going
Maybe walking up the
stairs?
Yeah, quite possibly. I actually don't know how to do the camera correction, so I just don't get this chest when I'm here. So I don't know the specifics. If he had the flippers, he'd be able to kill Argus. Okay, he did not make the correct camera correction, so he has soft-locked himself.
Just an express return trip to desert.
Yoa found powder, by the way. Powder unlocks a glitch called... Well, it doesn't unlock a glitch. It unlocks the ability to do a class of glitches called misslotting. You can use the powder to set a variable that allows misslotting to work. We don't have access to the hook shot, so we can't hook push, but there are other misslocks that we might see.
Oh, okay.
So he could do the overworld conveyor to Meyer if he wanted to. He has the bow. He can even do the speedrun setup for it. But the powder is set to one-time use variable, so it can be punishing if you fail it.
Does overworld conveyor to Meyer get you past the medallions that get you into Meyer normally?
It does. It doesn't get you the crystal of Meyer. It puts you in cave state.
Oh, okay.
It gets you directly to the big key chest, so it'll actually bypass the fire requirement for that chest.
Oh.
And then you'll get into cave state Meyer and be able to clear it from the inside.
Huh.
Oh, we have our pendant crystal info. Ice Palace is our green pendant. Eastern is our other pendant, and then Desert, of course, is the one Fox got. So we do require the fire rod in this seat. And we will need to gather the tools necessary to do the difficult dungeons. Swamp and Mire are the hardest ones to do without the normal equipment.
Yeah, I guess we don't know the Mire medallion yet. If I was running this, I would be hoping that Ether was the Mire medallion, or at least if I was in Yoho's position. Since I'm only watching this, I'm hoping that the Mire medallion is somewhere terrible, so we get to see all the entertaining glitches required to get the Mire crystal without the medallion.
Yeah, so for the game to give you the dungeon's prize, the pendant or crystal, the game has to know that you're in that dungeon, and usually the only way to tell the game that you're in the dungeon is to enter through that dungeon's front door. But there is another door in the game that will change your dungeon ID from one dungeon to another, and that door is in Hyrule Castle. The game uses it to switch between Hyrule Castle and sewers, which are coded as separate dungeons. So if you walk through that door in Pod, for example, it will put you in Mire, and you will be able to get the Mire crystal. But to get to that door from Pod, you have to do a ton of glitches, and then to get back to a boss that drops a crystal, or any boss room basically, you have to do another glitch. And you have to do a glitch that allows you to get through that door. That door is normally locked from the back.
I think my last time attempting it, it took me about 20 minutes, start to finish, for for the medallion-less Meyer shenanigans. Oh, and there we see a citrus clip from Fox.
Oh, yeah, our first true Dark World traversal. Look at this. We are a bunny. This is our first time seeing the bunny, I think.
Oh yeah, at least not from a buddy beam. Yeah.
Yoho is using a bottle, so more traditional than a mirror door. He actually doesn't have the mirror. At least I don't think he does. Where was the mirror? Mirror was in Thieves Town. Yoho hasn't been there yet.
Hmm.
So we saw what Yoho was doing there. Had a sword spin out and then attempted to do the YBA and then release the sword spin while the YBA's effects were happening, but missed the YBA. So we got to see the sword spin.
Hmm.
And then
And yeah,
hopefully...
what Yoho was attempting there is another bomb snap of trying to get into the very last pixel before the transition.
Having a little bit of trouble, though, getting those same frame input. You do have to hit the buttons at the same time, which is impossible.
But
Anybody who has ever tried item dashing knows this. Cannot be done.
But fortunately, the way in which Yoho was failing it was by hitting the up arrow before using the potion. So the consequence of that is just going through the door normally instead of going through the door, well, strangely, to get to the boss. If he'd done it in the opposite order, then he would have wasted the potion, and I don't know if he has another, and probably wouldn't need to save and quit.
Yoho has fluted to 2 to turn in the mushroom, so I imagine they have 2 potions in their pocket, but I don't know what the other potion is.
It's one of the fun and unique things about this mode is putting together elaborate potion shopping lists for, okay, I'm going to do this glitch to go through that door, and then I'm going to link it up with that, and so I want 2 greens and a blue, and
Every no logic player knows the feeling of just standing in the potion shop, scratching your chin, and we've all done this in the grocery store too. Like standing in the aisle, there's like 10 brands available to you. What do I want for dinner tonight? What am I going to want for dinner in 2 days? It's a really hard question to answer. Same goes for glitches. Which YBA am I going to want to do next? Easy question. What YBA am I going to want to do after that? A little harder.
Yeah, it becomes very important to learn which doors are.
This is new. We have YB8 into Thieves Town, I think. We're in the attic in Desert State.
All right.
This makes sense because they're next to each other.
Yeah. It's opposite order from what we saw from Fox earlier.
But did Fox go to Desert from Thieves? I missed that.
Yeah, it was the mega route, right?
Yeah, I totally missed that Fox mega routed to Desert.
I think it was anyway. Was that all just to steal the small key?
I think that was just to bomb the attic so that when Yoho goes back into Thieves Town from maybe the front door or from the Uncle Cave, it can just take the maiden and go, and not have to go upstairs and lose the maiden and get the maiden back. Which is interesting.
Because he has the big key.
Yeah, we have the big key of Thieves, so if the Moon Pearl shows up, we can just go there. Alright, and Yoho wanted that key back to get to Desert. The desert door that gets you to Swamp, that same thing we saw from Fox.
This is... just trying to sneak deeper and deeper into the door.
Fox did a speedrun strat for Bob's chest and missed Bob's chest.
Ooh.
I imagine what he was going for as a trick called Bob arrows. Or not Bob arrows, Mike arrows. It's a very fast way to get the arrow chest before dropping down to Ice Armos in vanilla. But because it's just arrows and rando, if you miss it, it's like whatever, it's just arrows. But in randomizer, it's pretty bad because it could be your go mode item. So you don't usually see people going for the Mike Arrow strat in randomizer. Are you gonna go back to this? You don't. Surely you don't go back just for Bob's chest, right?
Yeah, I don't know what else he has on this side. Well, he got the cane out. Oh,
That's
the
good.
cane just for using the switches, I guess. No?
No, this is something. We're hitting a star tile. I think that means we're going to do a King Samaria transition here. The
Alright.
star tile is something that prevents the game from creating garbage graphics when you do these transition corruptions. There's something that happens when you do a transition corruption with Samaria that creates pits, and it seems to be tapping into the star tile code, and hitting the star tile will like help prevent heavy corruption of the graphics.
Oh, Brahma in chat is telling us that this now is this just a door juke or a transition corruption?
I'm gonna guess there's a transition corruption that's going to happen at some point because of the fact that Fox has gotten that star tile hit on purpose. Also, I saw the transition corruption. We saw the screen flicker to the right a little bit. That was the corruption. I think he did it twice. Oh, it takes you here. Oh, I learned this once. Yeah, this is like 2 STCs in a row or something, or 3. It might even be 3. I think you did 2 that are like right away. You just tap twice, and then you have to back out and do it again.
I guess that's cheaper than the, what is it, triple YBA method of getting there?
Oh, yeah. All right, Zakat in chat, No Logic veteran, is telling us it is 2 transition corruptions in a row. And they're both east, which is kind of annoying because you have to like back out in between them.
So as we were mentioning much earlier, the hook pushing is a very, very powerful category of glitches, but neither runners have found the hook shot or the lamp, which makes it a lot more convenient. So we might not be seeing any hook pushing this seed.
Despite that, I think we're getting what we paid for in glitches. We've seen a little bit of everything except for misslotting. This is what No Logic looked like. I was gonna say like a year ago or 2 years ago, but actually that's not true because we saw some tech that was invented 2 weeks ago at the very beginning of the game, and that Quadrant Glitch and Pod is brand new. A whole bunch of stuff we're seeing here is actually brand new. There's a lot going on in the glitch community and the speedrunning community. They're all talking to each other, sharing what they find. If you want to learn No Logic yourself, you don't have to learn everything at once. You can start with the basic overworld glitches, learn how to do those, and then move on to some underworld clips that are pretty similar to the overworld glitches, so it's not too hard to learn. There's only a few of them. And then you just learn one at a time until you can do No Logic. It's that easy. There's a ton of resources out there. If you go on Discord and the Discord glitch talk or glitch training, go into the pins. There's a huge list of resources. Just pick 1 or 2. Start with those.
Yeah, there's still quite a learning curve, but it's a very fun learning curve. Like, this is a very, very fun mode to play as you're learning it.
Every new glitch you learn feels amazing. It's addictive to learn new glitches.
Another arrow in the quiver. Speaking of arrows in the quiver.
That's funny. That was a very well-timed metaphor.
So what? One of the things that I find fun and kind of unique to this mode is, especially once you start getting like a few bottles and cane and maybe hookshot, and you start looking at your map, and if you're using a tracker in this mode, usually you turn your tracker into no logic mode, so everything is just marked as accessible all the time. And often in a situation like this, I'll be looking at my tracker and thinking, what do I do next? Where do I go? I can go everywhere. I can go everywhere, but a lot of places are really terrible to get to, really expensive, or cost a lot of potions. So, Mama, I'm curious with uh, where would you be thinking to go next in these runners' positions?
Oh my goodness. Again, I think chasing crystals is a good idea. The low-hanging fruit is started to go away, though. We can go inside Mire and loot Mire. There's a couple ways to get inside. Yoho's doing the right thing, I think, here, getting Thieves Town taken care of.
Hmm.
Fox is taking care of density, just in case that fire rod is just sitting somewhere. And the ice rod that he's still missing from Sahasrar's closet, it's another one he'll have to get to at some point.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's getting a little bit thin. Fox has the mirror. The mirror gets you into Turtle Rock. And you can go backwards from that spot. You can go. It's a little harder to get to Laser Bridge without the Moon Pearl. But if
With
you could do
Fox,
that, you can do every chest in Turtle Rock except for Trinex with
I
the
forgot
equipment we
Fox.
have.
I forgot Fox still didn't have the Moon Pearl. Where was the Moon? Oh, it's just Eastern.
Oh, Yoho has the Moon Pearl. What?
Yeah, it was just. I'm pretty sure it was just Eastern. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Oh no. Well, Fox. I hope Fox doesn't know it's a pendant because he's probably never gonna want to go there. And that'll also
Yeah.
take him away from his ice rod. He needs the ice rod. He doesn't need the Moon Pearl, but it is a very good speed item.
I wonder if finding the fire rod or bombos might send him towards Ice Palace, and then the green pendant might send him towards the ice rod. Like that might be a potential route.
Yeah, Ice Palace is pretty closed off. We can get in. We can get most of the checks. The fire locked stuff is a little tough, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't
I
probably
don't
wouldn't
even
want to go there.
know a way to do Cold Stare without that stuff. I don't know if there is a way. You need one or the other. Freeze or you can do, but I don't know the method. But it involves moving the chest to a different room, essentially.
Oh, and so we have the rare application of LSD blind with which actually has a use in this mode. Is that right?
Yep. So if you notice, look down, the door is open, and we are in a cave. Blind is not going to drop a pendant or a crystal, so the only way to get out would be to save and quit, or to walk through that door that we have opened with LST Blind. We've interrupted that door closing, so yeah, we can continue on our merry way. Yoho still has some overworld checks to do here. Fox is purchasing a blue potion. Blue potion usually means a fake flute trip. When you use the blue potion on a transition, similar to the YBA indoors, but you do it in the overworld, you will get into the flute menu. And if you are a bunny in the dark world and you land, you will be a super bunny in the dark world. And if you pull a tree, you become Link. You will be Link as long as you have not exited the underworld. So you get to enter one place and use it wisely. And anything that's in the overworld you can get.
Oh, and this is very good for Fox, especially if he continues into Eastern from here.
Yes.
And
Okay.
let's see, he got a blue and a red potion. So I wonder. I wonder if this is a plan to head into Eastern and then maybe link up Eastern with Mire?
Maybe. Yeah. With Mire, you get a green. It's cheaper. The blue and the red makes me think, I don't know what I want to do yet. Let's get a blue for fake flute, and let's get a red because you can do pretty much anything with the red. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will be seeing a Mire play from Fox. Funny thing though is if the Moon Pearl is an Eastern and Fox has just bought a fake flute, suddenly a little less useful than it used to be. You can still indoor YBA with blues, but not in as many doors as you can with greens, and definitely not with reds. Red you can do in just about any door.
Oh, but
Fox will get a bit of a speed boost from having the mirror, not have to worry about death warping. If he wants to do Pendant Eastern Boss, he can just mirror out and go back in.
So we saw this from Yoho about 45 minutes ago. Hey, Buttersword.
Oh, is that item that we can't see in Eastern the Moon Pearl?
I don't think so.
Oh, the Moon Pearl is just the compass chest. Okay. I was just not paying attention. Cool. Again, shoutouts to Akahesh for actually paying attention and tracking these items for us. We could not do this without.
It's just the Moon Pearl. It's no big deal.
It's no big deal. You don't see it. You know, people don't quick swap to it. And then suddenly they're in the Dark World and they're Link and they're actually in the Dark World. And you're like, whoa, how did they do that? All right, Moon Pearl. It's the traditional way to do that. The most major of glitches. Yoho can now just run rampant over the Dark World. This is going to be our first Meyer medallion check, too.
This will be a bit of a moment of truth. We'll see which medallion ends up here.
If people go for Fireless Cannon, this try next as a pendant. I don't know, not really. I've never seen anyone try it. Fireless Cannon requires something called Quad Silvers, and Quad Silvers requires favorable RNG from Ganon, and you have to know what you're doing. It's very tough. Like, I've seen people try it in the practice hack, and it still takes so many tries that you would spend more time doing that than just getting a fire source somewhere. There are 2 of them. Okay, Fox is going to Meyer. Nice. So, yeah, Eastern and Meyer next to each other. They're neighbors. And it's Ether! Ooh. I never would have thought Fox would be our first person to do our Meyer check when Yoho was this close to it, but yeah, it's Ether.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that he just immediately walked out instead of clearing things in Meyer in Eastern State.
Yeah, that's a gamble, for sure. If he walked out and that was not Ether, he would not be able to get back in. He would just get Meyer shed and be done.
Certainly a play, and a play that that certainly saved a lot of time.
Meyer, by the way, NMG clearable.
Yeah.
Hookshot and Hype Cave. Okay, ooh. Easy seed. We still need the Fire Rod, but we have the tools we need to do just about every glitch that we would want to do in this game.
Oh yeah, and they have the Meyer Big Key.
We don't have the lamp, so hook pushing is still costly. You have to do a save and quit with the powder out. You have to powder and then save and quit to interrupt it, and that sets the value. So you have to hook push first try, or else you have to start that again. So we would use that to get to, like, for example, the Eastern boss, easy to get to with the hook push, and it definitely saves time even with that method compared to going all the way to the back. But you can't just willy-nilly hook push everywhere when you're using the powder, because you do have to prepare for it. And you can't hook push twice in a row. Yeah, Yoho does have the hammer. It was in Hookshot Cave. In fact, Yoho got everything in Hookshot Cave, including the mushroom.
Oh, yeah. What's funny is this seed is now a fire rod hunt, and because it's no logic, the fact that it's a fire rod hunt kind of mimics it as if it was an ice rod hunt.
Yep, only one. I mean, there's one location it can be that we can't get to. Everything else is accessible. Not even that hard to get to be quite honest.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Little dash cancel there.
Yeah, Door State Extension is not too hard, but actually canceling your dash so that you are not going all the way down the stairs when you want to stay on that railing is quite tough.
Well, this is interesting. Fox is heading into the Meyer basement,
yes.
or heading into the Firelock side of Meyer with no fire source, which means we're about to see shenanigans. Oh.
Yep. Oh, gee, look, a diagonal wall. What do we know about diagonal walls in this game, Krellville?
They are very easy to bypass, as we're about to see. This room is right next to a room in Hera.
Yep, Hera Pot room, which before Hera Pot was discovered, I used to call Major Glitch's room because it's the only time we ever saw it was when you're doing that clip. And you do the same clip again here to get to Swamp.
Oh, so this was all to just quickly spend the Mire small key to open up the swamp front door.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't have flippers yet, so Swamp is still pretty hard to bust into. We already saw a little bit of the back of Swamp. You can get into places here and there, but doing it all in one trip from the front to back, still want to have flippers for that. Flippers or hook pushing. But we don't have easy hook pushing yet. One thing Fox can do is he can walk out of here, use the mirror to get back into the real Dark World from the fake Dark World, and then do Hype Cave. And get his hook shot.
Now, do you think he would do that or mirror and finish Mire?
Good question. It looks like he's mirroring to Mire. So I guess you can just mirror back to Mire and then overroll clip to Hype Cave. Given that this is a crystal boss, this makes sense. Nice. Bow quick kill strats. Showing you don't need beams to do this room quickly. You can actually get the one cycle with just a projectile like the fire rod or bow. And some well-timed sword presses. Yoho is setting up the fake powder, the powder index for hook pushing.
Oh.
So what he's doing is he's manipulating Ancilla. He's making sure that the powder goes into the right slot. And now he's doing a powder push. Okay, powder pushing. So this is kind of like, this is hook pushing that is a little bit beyond my skills, so I don't actually know how it works. But he is using the powder to set an index, but he's also doing something called a stuck hook, which stores a hook shot use by getting a hook shot stuck. There we go. So this
is purely a time save, right?
I'm trying to think of where he's even taking this.
Oh, I guess I just assumed it was taking this to the boss, but I actually don't know.
Yeah, it might be. This is going to make him go up a lot. That's what this is for. He's setting an up distance at the boomerang. And there we go up. That takes us into the Mire basement. Nice. Cool.
Yeah, nice little time save.
Maybe. It's cooler. It's certainly way cooler than just going through normally.
Oh, yeah.
Very nicely done. Glad we got to see a stuck push in the seed.
Yeah. Oh, and Fox doesn't have the hook shot, so won't have the opportunity to do the same. But
yeah, Fox will show off.
Delay.
Fox will show off his NMG skills in the Mire basement. Although NMG does spooky action, and we can't even do that because we don't have fire rod.
Oh, we will have to appreciate the NMG skills in the dark. And I believe that's a full clear Mire. Or no, except for the firelock chest.
One chest. Yeah, we didn't do the firelock chest. Okay, Yoho's going back in. I'm guessing this is also a swamp play from Yoho. But that's not the only thing you can do here.
Yeah, I guess it's a choice between swamp or GT?
Yeah, you can do some stuff to GT. I think this is probably swamp. And Yoho's already been to GT. There's also like a TR, but there's easier ways to get in there.
Now, it's not marked on their tracker, but I think we saw a swamp small from one or both of our runners earlier.
Yeah, swamp small doesn't do much unless you can actually get across that moat, which technically Yoho can do with the hook push, but
I wonder if having the swamp small kind of pushes you more towards the top of GT and Aga 2 instead of swamp. But it looks like I'm wrong, and Yoho's just heading to Hera like we saw from Fox earlier.
This Yoho missing the Hera big key according to the tracker. This is a Hera unlocking play as well.
Oh, okay.
We might need to open the Hera Big Key door even without the hook. You know, even with Hera Pot. The Hera Big Key door is really important in doing that sewer door dungeon ID swapping glitch we were talking about earlier, which would be the method to get Swamp without flippers. I think
okay.
Yoho would go for a hook push to do Swamp without flippers instead, but that requires Mothula Day, which can be tough to do without fire. Oh, nice simultaneous boss kills. Look at this. It's so synced. Yoho doesn't... Obviously, there's not going to be a Mire Crystal drop in here because we already have it. So Yoho will just drop down and get the chests.
Yeah, not having fire is proving to be quite the obstacle in this seed.
Fire is really hard item to get past. In some cases. I mean, things like Landmo, you can do the YBA, but there are things that are really hard. Like anything where you have to light torches to spawn a chest, that's going to be really tough to get around. Hera Basement is pretty impenetrable. I think there is a way, but I don't know it. I'm told there is a way.
Just perfectly normal things, connecting Mire to Hera to Swamp, as you do.
Mm-hmm. They're the same dungeon, you know? They're all the same dungeon.
Yep. I still want to get a massive poster printout of the EG map, just to actually.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad you mentioned that because somebody in the vanilla Discord posted a picture of absolutely gigantic canvas print of the Underworld map that they have purchased specifically for this reason.
Yes, I want that. I want that so much.
On their wall, it looks amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you get a big enough image and, you know, pay for one of those companies that will, like, just print anything for you, like, you can make your dreams come true, Growlball.
Yep.
Alright, this is going to be another powder push for Yoho to get through Swamp.
Oh.
We're still in Mire, aren't we? Are we in Mire? What dungeon are we in? Actually,
I don't know. I'm guessing Swamp?
I think we're in Mire because I saw a big key in Yoho's menu, and we don't have the Swamp big key. So this might just be a, like, looting... We're just looting the dungeon right now. Oh wow, it worked! So I guess that was a stuck hook, and we didn't need to do a whole lot of distance setting, we just needed to store the hookshot use so that the next time you use the hookshot, if we overload that hookshot, it will activate the first hookshot and move you that amount of distance that the first hookshot was supposed to move you.
I love the little hook pushes.
Yeah.
Sneaking past it. You know, we've gotten to see a completely massive hook push just going all the way across that massive gap in Mire. And also a tiny hook push just to sneak past a little rail.
Yeah, there's a method that uses like arrows and bombs that's at such a small distance, you just like inch your way through the railing. You just go down a couple pixels and that's all you need. Yep. Yoho hasn't been here yet. I'm surprised. I thought we saw this from both runners. I'm guessing Yoho tried to transition and got like soft locked or something.
Yeah, Yoho struggled with the No, I'm pretty sure it was Yoho who was the one struggling with the Samaria transition corruption in Desert.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Fox made it and then tried to get waterfall chests and soft locked. But got these chests. Compass of this dungeon, and I don't know if we can do anything up here without the flippers. I think this is the end of the line because I think you get EG if you try to do hook pushes up here.
Well, looks like we're about to see. Alright, so taking a moment to... Oh, we haven't... I don't know if we've seen Sick Kid from either of our runners yet.
Oh, Sick Kid. That's a thing.
Oh, just arrows.
I think if yeah, it's really easy to run out of arrows and bombs in this. Oh yeah, I think we might be short on resources. That's not the only way to get to Argus though. But this is the best way in Yoho's current position. Oh no, we're in Mire. Never mind. I was gonna say to get the crystal, but okay, Fox is going to Skullwoods. Skullwoods has some chests in it in the front, and powder pushing will get him through to the back. And then to get past the torches, you can do a Samaria transition corruption to get straight to Mothula's pre-room.
Oh.
Like the mummy key room.
Oh, that gets you a VRAM Mothula, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I totally see that.
We haven't seen VRAM yet. Everybody's been so careful to avoid VRAM corruption.
That's a restreamed runners being nice to the audience.
It's the audience's dream and the tracker's nightmare. Yoho is going for something called Funny Auto Swim thing that's going to get him to the Ice Palace Island. Or just the water in general. The Ice Palace Island, I'm guessing, is to get a bomb and arrow upgrade. You certainly can afford it.
Yep, nice way to refill your bombs and arrows and get a little extra while you're at it.
It's a shame you can't just chain buy them like you can with potions in the potion shop. You have to go out and in again. Given the importance of powder pushing for Yoho, worth going back in and getting another of each.
Certainly can afford it.
It's a very convenient arrow fill for Fox. Right before I'm guessing he's going to need it. He just... Okay, he must have set an index from a saving quake because he's doing a traditional Samaria hook push. That will get him through this wall a very short distance. Just enough to hit that transition, because that's all you need, is just to hit that transition. As long as he doesn't try and mirror out, because if he mirrors out, he'll go back to the front, where he entered.
Yeah, so I suspect what Fox did was, before coming here, use the powder and then did a save and quit on a specific frame of the powder animation?
Correct. There's like 3 frames, I think. It's basically when you first hear the powder, so you can use your ears. Also when you first see the powder. And that powder has to be in a certain memory slot, so you have to fire 2 arrows or just fill 2 slots with objects that you create. Fox is thinking about the VRAM moth. I wonder why he doesn't go for it here.
I wonder
sorry, I'm getting a question in chat. Is there a glitch to get the pedestal item? Duping the pendants would be the way to do that. So, which means you can get the pendant just by traveling to a pendant dungeon, and then from there you go to another dungeon and go to that dungeon's boss room, or you just do the pendant dungeon. But you can't really get around the pedestal. You do need 3 pendants for it.
Now I think Yoho just did a Samaria corruption. Wow, that is surprisingly hard to say a million times.
We call it STC for a reason.
Yeah, did an STC. And opened a chest, and I believe that duped some chest. I don't know which one.
Yeah, there's one you do in the speedrun where you move the big key chest into that room that Yoho was just in.
Okay. So just a little time save to avoid needing to get that chest normally.
Yeah, in the speedrun you use that just to move the big key a little closer to you, so you don't have to go through that middle mummy room, and then you get into the big chest room and get the fire rod. Yoho has entered the same room Fox was in earlier with the intention to do, I'm guessing, another powder push? Or has set an index somewhere. No, this is a powder push. So he has 2 things on screen, the Dupe Boots Dust and the Samaria block, which will force the powder into the correct slot to set a variable. And using that hookshot twice, the first one of the hookshots gets stuck. the other hookshot was fake, so it didn't really count. That's why he's able to do 2 of them. And there we go. We got a powder push. 2 different hook pushes in the same room. Very cool to see that.
So is that really as simple as just use boots dust or bombs, or I wasn't following exactly what, but do some tech to get the powder to act like the lamp?
Kind of, yeah. It's the powder will set a lower index than the lamp, so you can't do the traditional, like, basically we call them front slots and back slots. The front slots are the memory slots that those ancilla, those objects, are supposed to go into, and the back slots are the ones they're not supposed to go into. So the traditional Samaria hook push will put a Samaria in the back slot. But this one, we cannot set index with the powder without interrupting the powder animation high enough to get to a back slot. So what Yoho is doing doesn't require a back slot hook shot. It actually puts the hook shot in a front slot. So he doesn't need to have a high index for that. But he still needs to set an index, and that's what this is here. We got Boots, Dust, and Kane forcing that into the slot.
Now what are we seeing from Fox here?
Oh, it is a back slot. It's a back slot, but it's 6 and not 9. Thank you, Zakat. Zakat knows way more about the stuff than I do. You're right. We have to mislot a hook shot to get the other hook shot to get stuck. So the one that's getting stuck is not actually the one that's being misslotted. Oh, you got experts in chat helping out. Keep in mind, I learned this last week.
So I believe what Fox was just doing was a mirror offset portal for, is that Smith's?
Yes, it's a Smith DMD, Death Mountain Descent.
Okay.
We call it that because we started on the mountain and we've descended a very long way. But while we've done that, we have desynced Fox's coordinates such that when he places a portal, they go somewhere not where the game is showing him to be. In this case, it's going here by the library, and he can enter it, bypassing the rocks and collecting the Smith. Yoho is trying to get to Moth using this hook shot.
Now, why is Yoho doing it this way and not the Samaria transition corruption way? Is this a trying to avoid VRAM? I'm kind of surprised both of our runners are avoiding
I don't know.
that.
The answer is I don't know. I've never done the transition. Maybe there's some caveat I'm not aware of where it like doesn't work in rando or something.
Yeah, or like does it not work after? Because both of our runners entered here from hook pushing in 2 different ways, which was cool.
I don't know.
I wonder if that messes up the STC in some way.
I feel like there must be a reason because Fox knows about it because it's in the speedrun he's done. He used to have the world record in it. Okay, this looks good. We've got the boomerang to set the distance value that'll make him go up. And the hook shot is stuck. And as long as it's stuck in the correct way, like it's in the right slot, now we have to overload another hook shot. So same thing we do to splash delete. We're going to prevent that hook shot from spawning by putting a bunch of stuff on screen. And when it does, instead of hook shotting with that hook shot, you're hook shotting with a different hook shot that we've gotten stuck on the screen. And we're in Mothula.
Oh, and here I was thinking that, oh, we never found the lamb, so we're probably not going to see much hook pushing, but nope. Turns out both of our runners know many ways to do lots of hook pushing without needing the lamp. And so I guess our last 2 crystals are Swamp and TR. Swamp, I guess they could use some YBA shenanigans to handle.
Swamp is going to have to be that sewer door stuff. But more likely, I think we're going to do a hook push because we can. Hook pushing is way better. In fact, because we have done Mothula, the hook push takes you to Mothula's super tile, but not Mothula's room. So Mothula does have to be dead for you to actually collect the crystal. I think that's what we're going to see from Yoho next, because... Let me think about this. Why would you start from Hera, though? Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know what Yoho's doing.
So Yoho already opened up the swamp front door. I think.
Yeah, but we can just walk in
Oh,
and do the hook push. That's
I
why
guess
I'm
it would.
confused. Oh, Yoho's getting the Hera Crystal. We don't actually have the Hera Crystal because
Oh,
Moldorm was killed in a different dungeon. And there it is. Fox is going to Ice Palace. This looks like Ice Palace, right, Krelbel?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's Ice Palace. It's very cold, as you can see. The
Oh,
screen went very dark, and now it's cold and icy. And Pengators are here.
it is hard to remember which floors are actually ice and which ones aren't in this mode.
Well, this one's not because apparently it's still warm because we came from Cackwell, where the water is nice and balmy. Okay, and Yoho is going to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is going to be a pretty big density play.
Maybe not Turtle Rock?
Uh,
Or the middle?
yeah,
One of our runners did Laser Bridge. I don't remember who.
Well, this will get us Mimic Cave at least. Yeah, I don't know why we're going to the middle. Oh, we get to dupe this item. That's cool.
Oh.
I love this trick. This is another transition corruption. When you do transition corruptions, again, you're copying data from rooms, so we're copying the big key chest into the big chest. And even without the Turtle Rock big key, because now the game thinks it's a big key chest, you can just open it. Then you can keep opening it, because it never gets set to closed. So we have more Ganon's Tower small keys than we know what to do with.
I love the graphics on that one. The tiny little. Okay, I didn't realize this worked this way.
Yeah.
I was finishing my thought. I love the tiny little chest popping up in the corner of the big chest. It's fun to look at. I did not expect going through that door to take him to where it did. That was surprising.
Yeah, it's like we moved the super tile down. We've taken that big key chest room and the door and moved it down to where we are so that when we pass through that east-west door, it'll take us through a different door.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes it feels like the game is like one of those big sliding block puzzles. You know what I'm talking about, right? And you have to make a picture.
Yeah.
And you're standing, but you're like floating slightly above the sliding block puzzle, and you can move those blocks around. So you're standing on a different block.
It's like it's a common mini game in lots of other games, and in this game it's just it's like a mini game, a different kind of game. Have we seen? I think we've seen this chest from Fox when he was here earlier. Okay.
Maybe. So Yoho is here. No fire rod. Oh no, how are we gonna get to the torches room? Well, remember what I said about moving tiles around and sliding block puzzles? We're doing that again here. We're taking that door that's to our right, and instead of going to the 4 torches room, we're gonna move the super tile down in a way, or we're moving ourselves up, depending on how you think about it, so that when we pass through that door, it's going to take us directly into the room. Just like that. That's worth doing even with the fire rod. It's so much faster.
It seems
it's a time
fast.
Like, but don't fall in the pit. If you fall in the pit, you go to glitch jail. Has Fox set an index? I don't know if you're catching that.
Oh, that sounds impossible to catch even if you're trying to.
Fox hasn't killed Mothula yet, so I don't think that it would actually make sense to do that here. Oh, he has the flippers. They were in Ice Palace. Never mind, he can just do Swamp. Cool. NMG Swamp. Fox is an NMG runner. We get to watch him show off his skills.
I guess we still haven't seen left side Swamp, so Fire Rod could just be there.
Where are we going? Yo's got a bottle out. I'm going to top of Ganon's tower. That's what this looks like to me. You can get to the Moldorm 2 fall arena. The big room with all the spikes in it.
And is that from the Poke Room? South of
You
here?
do it, it's this door, I think. Okay, if it's actually yeah, I think it's this door going north. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that was good. When you use the green potion and you do a YBA with it, it has a slightly different behavior. You'll notice that his health got refilled. That meant the YBA was successful, and we are indeed in Moldorm 2's room.
Now we get to see.
Yeah, and there's.
I imagine we'll get to see a bomb jump.
I hope so.
Here, a bomb jump that is normally only seen in Door Rando, but you see it here as well.
Big Q skull. Yeah, it's an item. That could be a vanilla fire rod. That's a hard one to get too. I don't actually know how to get that chest without the big key, which is a little scary. Because always everyone has like a scary location, like, oh, I hope it's not there, because I don't actually know how to do that. And then you have to start digging for guides when it's there. That's how you learn the logic, though. It's you get to that one seed that challenges you, and you look up the one thing you need to learn, and you move on. And it's not that bad. You don't have to go into these knowing everything, or even knowing how to do everything. And it's okay if you get to a seed you can't complete. Just do another seed. They're free.
Yep.
You can go on to the Link to the Past Randomizer website and roll another seed at no cost. Nice map of this dungeon. This is a Turtle Rock map, by the way. So if you didn't know that TR was a pendant or a crystal, he could have gotten that GT map and used it to check Turtle Rock, because it would have said this dungeon. That's the one exception to the items are usually for the dungeon they're supposed to be for. The rule of key sanity.
I'm a little surprised that that he didn't continue to Aga 2 from there.
Yeah, it's surprising. I guess it's not faster than just going back and doing a very quick glitch to get there, because that'll take you directly to Ganon. Like, in some ways, Aga 2 is the fastest way to Ganon. Considering that the alternative is you have to walk there from a save and quit.
Oh, yeah, that's
if you're going to walk somewhere from a save and quit, might as well make it Aga 2, because Aga 2 doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, you can just link that up with... Oh, just pointing out, yeah, very difficult to get through the door to Aga 2 without the big key.
Oh, good point. Fox has it, according to the tracker, but...
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing Ice Palace, because that's where Fox has been that Yoho has not. Yoho is doing the mirror wrap to get to Laser Bridge now, so if we saw Laser Bridge earlier, we're going to see it from Yoho now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Yoho went through the middle of TR first, instead of starting with the Laser Bridge and going backwards.
Did he do Mimic Cave?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and also that big chest to little chest copy, little copy pasta we got there. Like, that was more convenient to do from the middle. Probably saved time doing it this way. And got to do that very quick pokey steal. Alright. Yoho's opening that door for some reason, and maybe to make sure that he doesn't accidentally spend a key that he needs. You can get it back, like, you can delete that door too, but you don't want to have to if you don't need to. Oh, look at this. Remember when I said showing off NMG skills? Yo, Fox just got 0 Cycle Argus, I think? It's kind of hard to tell without sound.
It was fast.
It was fast, but I did see Argus shake a little bit, but it was very quick. If it wasn't 0 Cycle, it was a very fast 1 cycle. Alright, slim pickings for both our runners.
Yeah, here's when you start.
You start sweating.
You start sweating about that fire rod on Trinex.
Hey, you know what though? They're so fast. It's only 138 into the seed, and we're already starting to think about fire rod on Trinex. I'm convinced they can like full clear the seed and come to that conclusion before the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
given the tools that they have and the skill that we've seen from them. Give them a follow, by the way. This is not Yoho and Foxless. Both of them have been and will be doing more of these no logics. If you want to see more glitches, go to their streams, check them out, give them a follow.
Yeah, in watching any one of these runs, even though we're seeing a ton of tech in this run, it really only scratches the surface of what both of these runners are capable of. There's so much to see mode, and so much to learn.
Cool little spin speed clip that Yoho just did, just to take a shortcut. It's an example of one of those things you definitely do not need to know when you're starting out. It's just a little time save.
Yep.
But you can, if you want. You can learn that and look really cool on Restream. The
139 Zora check.
Oh, yeah.
A familiar feeling, I'm sure, to everyone, of the dread of, oh god, if it was just here. I mean, we know it's not because we saw this from Foxless earlier, but this will be, I imagine, a relief to know that this wasn't the answer the whole time.
Similarly, Fox doing Hookshot Cave, knowing that at least some of the people in this race can hover, including himself. And if he had just hovered a little harder, maybe he could have gotten that mushroom earlier, and maybe the mushroom's leading to Fire Rod, but we know it's not.
Yeah, so clearing up the chest in Hookshot Cave, but now setting up another hook bush. Oh, to get...
Yep, this is a nice hook push. Pretty easy to do if you have, you know, the usual hook pushing tools.
Interesting. So, so we saw two ways to get into two different parts of Ganon's Tower from the same super tile, I think, or no, not
kind of. One of them went up, and one of them went right.
Yeah, I guess one super tile away from the other, but yeah, very close to each other. Who knew that the top of GT was so close to the bottom?
Oh yeah, they're actually not near each other, because Yoho went to the spike floor, which is a spiral stair transition, and spiral stairs are the game developers' way of saying, we can't actually put these rooms next to each other, so we're just going to put a spiral stair here and stick this room on a different part of the map to get it all to fit. That's why Tower of Hera is all over the map.
The teleporting staircases, perfectly normal.
Yes. Fox is thinking about that heart. Gotta pad that collection rate. It counts. So do all those duplicated small keys to GT that Yoho got in the Turtle Rock Big Key chest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can get greater than 216 in this one. You say, hey, maybe you beat me, but hey, I got 218 checks, so I was faster than you at checking things. Checks per minute. It's all about checks per minute. If this game was about checks per minute, we would just be sitting there at that chest like a swap machine and just...
Yep.
It would be like a Ocarina of Time no source requirement speedrun, where you just get like Zelda's letter and use it to get a bunch of items over and over again. I don't know. Not my speed gaming. Not my speed game. Speaking of speed gaming.
Yep. Alright, where's...
Hammer pace for Fox. Fox has the mitts now, so this is easy to get to, and you can do the purple chest as well, because he's already done Smith. I think Yoho's going to ice. I mean, why else would you go back to Cackwell? It's not like, oh shoot, what if I forgot a chest in Cackwell? No, we're going to ice.
Yeah,
oh, that Burna does remind me. I don't think we've seen Spike Cave.
We just saw Spike Cave.
Oh, okay.
I forget from who, though. But, yeah, Yoho has the crystal advantage, because succeeded in the various tech to get to Mothula. But, I think Fox is a little bit ahead on the stragglers here and there that we'll probably see Yoho spend some time catching up on.
Yeah, it is indeed a borrowed lead. And we've already seen Mothula does not have the Fire Rod, so it's not hindering Fox that, you could just get Fire Rod later.
Ah, vanilla bottle. Great.
Oh, that's cute. There's another scenario that can make a seed impossible, and that is book locking. You do need the book to get those tablets. And the book can be on one of the tablets, and the other tablet can lock the Fire Rod, and that will be an unwinnable seed. Yeah, somebody, Michael K., a longtime glitch runner, made a list of actual hard requirements and wrote logic for it. Basically, like no logic, but true, like minimal no logic, so that you can still beat every seed. It's like 7 lines long. That's it. It's like, okay, you need the shovel to get the dig spot. You need the book to get the tablets. You need the rods for Trinex, and everything else is just basically those things interacting.
Here are the things that we haven't figured out a way to glitch past yet.
Surprising number of them are boots. You need the boots to get torches. But we don't think about that because we start with boots and glitch modes traditionally. Yo-Ho is completely K-stating this dungeon, which makes sense because we can't kill the boss, so there's no reason we need to be in Ice Palace state. Unless we expect to find the Fire Rod, and this is a pendant, so if you were to like find the Fire Rod in here, we would be in go mode and just leave. If it was bombos, that might hurt a little bit. Also, Yo-Ho doing my favorite potion glitch called healing, because nothing is slower than dying in a dungeon that you worked really hard to get into.
That was a fun attempt at a bomb jump.
Yeah, it's one of those, doesn't save that much time, but it sure as heck looks cool when you get it. Those mitts for Yo-Ho. We've seen mitts pretty easy to get around. It's just a convenience, and we've already done most of the things that you would want mitts for. If nothing else, it's gonna lead Yo-Ho to do extra checks like Fox just did and lose time.
Yeah. Chat's asking if anyone checks the seed spoiler log for whether or not a seed is completable. And no, these seeds are generated without spoiler logs, but we have enough experienced runners in this race, the 2 on Restream and the 4 that aren't on Restream, that between all of them, they will certainly be able to conclude with certainty if the seed does end up, hitting the 1 in 200 or whatever chance of actually being unwinnable.
Who's winning and why is it neither of them? Great question. The reason is because Krelbel and I are winning because we get to commentate this race.
Yes, we are all winning, and there as well. Like even in an quote unquote unwinnable seed or unbeatable seed, it's still like you get to have a lot of fun. You get to do all the tech that you enjoy doing,
and show it off. This game is just a big playground. It's so fun. Are we doing the same Samaria corruption we saw from Fox? Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good old case of if you missed it before, you get to see it again. I'm going to watch really closely because I actually don't know how to do this.
Yeah, so I guess this is the first STC. You watch out for the little flicker on the screen.
There it is.
I guess
we did do it twice. Oh, this is 3 Samarias. Or maybe it's get out of the door. Yeah, it's 3. 3, I just saw 3 flickers. So yeah, 3 East Samaria corruptions. 2 of which you have to basically juke the door and then back out of it after placing Samaria, or after snapping in, to make sure that you're not just walking to the other side of the screen.
Oh my gosh, that is a 147 hobo check.
Oh my god, that's gotta haunt you.
That is a long difference between we had like a 15-second hobo check and a 1 hour 47 hobo check.
Yep. Oh, you see that and it's like the mirror and you're like, oh no, I can literally name the people in this race who've had that for an hour.
Yep.
Because we all know who opens with Hobo in this community. We all know each other. We're
Yep,
predictable people. We have our little preferences. Fox, I think, is going to do Armos Knights now. I mean, what else would he be doing with this? I'm going to assume he's going to go for another powder push. Or just he set an index and a save and quit. I keep missing out on that. Apparently he's been doing it because that was a slot 9 block there.
Well, I guess the Eastern is close enough to a save and quit point that this is very reasonable to do.
And you can see the time save. Yeah, I mean, that's so much faster than going to the dungeon, even with that setup.
Yeah.
I think even if you like fail it once and have to retry, it's probably still faster. It's not here though. It could still be Pedestal. I know you guys like Ped seeds. Pedestal is interesting in the seed because we don't have a way to get to Cold Stare, but we can still get the pendant from duping.
Yeah.
It's not a really... We want Argus Dead to dupe this pendant, I think. So that's going to be an uphill battle as well. That said, I'm surprised we haven't seen the Argus fight yet, given that we have...
We saw the fast Argus kill from
Oh, we did.
We saw NMG, yeah.
We saw NMG. Fox did NMG, that's right.
Yeah. In fact, that's probably what Yoho's going to do soon now that... I think... Yeah, Yoho has full push now. He just cleared Ice Palace. So Yoho will be able to do NMG Swamp, and wouldn't be surprised to see him do that immediately after Smith Chain.
Yoho's been to Swamp and gotten most of the checks. I wonder if he'll even bother with NMG Swamp, or if we'll just see, like, something else. Like, the traditional... I say traditional, the glitchy way to do it is to do something called Death Hole from Desert to kill Argus, and then go into the front of Swamp and hook push Demaki. But I think at this point you just do Swamp normally.
Is this just a quick way to Dark Cross, or is this setting up Sewer Door delete?
There's no reason to delete the Sewer Door anymore. I think this is Dark Cross. I don't think we've been here yet. At least Fox hasn't been. Rupee. Okay, we got a question. What is no logic? No logic is we don't make any rules for the randomizer to place items. So the randomizer can put anything wherever it wants. And then we have very few rules for glitches that the runners are allowed to do. So even though the items are placed in what you might think of as an impossible location, there's a ton of glitches you can do to make them possible. Oh, look at these simultaneous Death Mountain descents. This is cool. They're different though. I think Yoho is actually doing a Pyramid Fairy mirror offset and just gonna flute off the mountain.
Yep,
Fox
there are...
Look to upper ledge yet. Oh, we don't even care about small keys. I can't think of a single small key we would care about right now.
Yep, there are thousands and thousands of lines of code in the randomizer generator's logic to guarantee that all seeds that it generates are winnable within the parameters of whichever mode you're playing. And none of them are run in this mode. All of them are just short-circuited in this mode, and it says, "Can I place this here?" And the answer is yes. Oh, that's
a book. That's good.
Big, isn't it? Because the Skull Big was somewhere bad, right? Like it was at Moldorm 2?
Something like, Moldorm 2. Both of them have it, though, right? So both of them did Moldorm 2 in different ways. And we're going to check Pedestal. And then we're going to get those 2 items at the book. Hard locks. We actually need the book to get the tablets. So it's very big relief to find that book and know that it's not locking itself and the fire rod on a different tablet.
Yeah.
We don't have the pendants. Because Ice Palace is a pendant. But we can still check it.
I wonder if Fox potentially mismarked one of his prizes.
Yeah, that's interesting because we didn't kill Cold Stare in a different dungeon state either. We just don't have that dungeon at all. But that's fine because it's not Pedestal. It could still be Green Pendant though. Which Fox can do. It's possible to get the Green Pendant without killing Cold Stare.
Almost simultaneous Dark Cross clears.
Yeah, there's not much left for them. I mean, at this point they are going to be retreading each other's paths until they converge on the Fire Rod or the conclusion that it's on Trinex.
Yep.
What is this? What is this? What have we now done in Thieves Town, and or where are we going from here?
It would be nice if we could trust the compass item counts.
Oh yeah, 4 out of 8. It's not true.
Yeah.
Compass item counts are notoriously useless in this mode, given that the compass has to know what dungeon you're in to actually count the items in the dungeon. So if we're taking them all out of what the game thinks is Uncle Cave, or just Cave in general, because the game doesn't distinguish them, there's no compass counter for that.
Another hook push, and I don't know to where.
Thinking hard. I used to... Where does this go? I don't have the EG map memorized.
Nope. I need to buy that poster.
It might just be Thieves Town, but I don't know why we're... Yeah, so Fox is going to Desert. Desert Big Chest, but we... Fox doesn't have the Desert Big Key, but Yoho does? Where was it? Oh my god, I know where it was. Spectacle Rock Cave. That Fox just didn't get. Right?
But now...
Doesn't matter.
Fox has completely bypassed the need for both applications of the Desert Palace Big Key.
Does absolutely nothing for us now.
It is funny that he never went back to it, though.
Yeah, I wonder if he forgot or if he just doesn't care.
Yeah, who needs big keys?
Oh, we're in the fake light world, by the way, as evidenced by the fact that the tablet is brown. We're about to check a very brown Bombos tablet.
Oh.
It still works, but it's a Dark World Bombos tablet. That's a really cool way to get to the tablet. Oh, I got its vanilla. Hey, that's gold stair access. That's a check. That's 2 checks.
Yeah.
And we're setting index. I finally see it in person. There we go. Is he still up to Insula on screen? I don't know if he does. I saw an arrow disappear. Yeah, I guess we're still missing Quake too. Like, I guess that's on either tablet.
So is this a hook push to Coldster?
He doesn't need to. I think he might just be setting it because you never know, and that value will get preserved through basically a whole bunch of stuff that he might be doing.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, might as well, right? Just set it. You're saving and quitting anyway. You never know. Wait a minute. Okay, he is doing something here.
Well, this does look like setting up a hook push.
Yep. He's thinking. Oh, he got a slot 8 block. That sucks.
Meanwhile, Yoho is heading back into Swamp.
Yep, I guess that makes sense. You know, it's a dungeon you can do. And there were checks. I don't think he did left side. It wouldn't have been convenient to do so.
No.
It's not Ether Tablet. Oh, I'm getting a little bit worried. So we're reaching that nearly that 2-hour mark, and we're running out of checks.
We got the two Bombos lock checks in ice.
Is there a way to tell that block was in slot 8? Sometimes if you're familiar with the hook push in a specific room, the block will actually look different if it's in slot 8. I'm not familiar with that room, so I didn't know until he put down another block and it despawned the 8 block, where it wouldn't have despawned the 9 block. And an 8 block won't work. Like, it won't actually, you can't get a hook push out of it.
Here's yet another hook push.
Are we certain that Yoho has the flippers?
Yeah, but I mean, they're in his menu.
Yeah, they're there. It just, you know, we have the tools, might as well show off a little bit. I wonder if he's just trying to go, like, really far up or something.
Fire Rod.
In the Turtle Rock Big Chest.
Big Chest.
Wow.
And the TR Big Key was...
Where was that? That was not in a good location. But it's not Trinix. That was making me sweat, though.
So Fox is now in go mode.
Yeah, it's go mode. I mean, you can see we've done like every check in the game at this point. I don't think Yoho is gonna go to Turtle Rock right now. I think he's going to Ice to Gold Steer.
Well, he still doesn't have the book.
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
the book is just a diversion.
Yeah, where is he going? Yeah, it is totally a diversion. He needs to get back to that big chest.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh, he's going to the... Of course, he's getting his bomb arrow upgrades, which have been taking up most of his funds in this seed.
Yeah, unfortunately, PR is extremely for him at this point.
Where's the lamp? Is it going to be on Trinex or Cold Stare? There aren't that many locations left. Trinex, Cold Stare, Green Pendant. What else are we missing here?
So the seed just required going into a fireless ice to get your TR big key to pick up your fire
that's right.
big chest.
Well, at least it wasn't like on Freezor chest, because that can happen. And Freezor chest is one of those that's technically possible. And also you can get to TR in Cave State if you do the right hook push. Or you can go in from Desert, that's a thing too. There's like a Samaria corruption thing you can do. I think it's like a Samaria and a YBA that gets you there. That's why we say like it's really just the Trinex rod, like, and the books. Everything else, there are ways. The game may not give you access to those ways, but they exist. Oh, Eastern Big Key was still at large. Oh yeah, the Eastern Big Chest is also unchecked. Yeah, we could have...
Wait, what was it? Really? Cause...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I guess we didn't see the YBA from Cave State Thieves to...
No, yeah, that's how you'd get there. You get to enter Eastern from another dungeon. It's very slow. Very slow way to get one check. So that's why you'll see it as a last location. Okay, Fox is doing the final thing of the game, which is the Quadrant Glitch. It's our third Quadrant Glitch of the seed. This one will make it so that this Samaria transition corruption creates a pit that takes you to Aga 2.
Oh, I guess this seems faster than the normal...
Oh yeah, sorry. Not taking you, not making a pit, just setting the pit to warp you instead of damage you, and then having that pit actually take you to Aga 2 instead of somewhere else. That's a nice...
Now we get Rainbow Link.
Yes. Fox is showing off some serious NMG skills here, using these damage boost strats on Aga 2. Yeah, look at that. That is not a 3 cycle that most people will get. Not even clipping.
Well, I guess you don't clip an NMG?
Yeah. This is totally NMG. That's why it looks like an NMG. Clipping, by the way, you can clip out of the Aga Arena and save a little bit of time on the back cutscene.
As long as you don't accidentally end up in Ice Palace.
Yeah. You're out of bounds enough that you can just go into a wall if you dash too far. And be very sad.
Although less sad in this mode than in a mode where you weren't allowed to lava dive.
Nice. Tried to kiss the priest and mirror too soon. So guessing getting a heal, I don't think Fox is afraid of... What's he doing? He's just showing off now. Because... But no, he has to do the dungeon. He didn't do Skull Woods.
Oh!
Oh, right. He's not done yet. Why did he do Act 2? Because it's after Trinex, of course.
That's right, because there were the struggles a little bit with the... with hook pushing or SDC to get to Moth earlier.
I do remind you to ask him why we don't SDC there. There must be a reason I'm not aware of, and I'm probably going to crash my game next time I try it.
Yep. Because, yeah, they both really went out of their way to avoid that.
Fox got a heal as if setting up a hook push, and then it's just going to go normally.
Oh, maybe because wasn't certain if the index was still set correctly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said that a long time ago. That's true. And Yoho has to clean up Argus.
Oh, so this actually. Oh, I was about to say this is really close, but I
No,
forgot.
Yoho doesn't. Not in Go mode.
Yeah, Yoho doesn't have the fire rod. Still needs to make his way back to TR for the one completely isolated check there.
We should make all of these restreamed no logic races rod hunts so we can see more glitches. Because there's a whole nother kind of seed you can get where you get 2 rods first. And then you're in go mode, but you have nothing else. So you're just like terrified for the entire rest of the seed, doing like 5 heart boss fights, triple YBAs because that's all you have is bottles, and it's so hard to stay cool during those seeds.
Yeah, multiple sewer door deletes, or using sewer door delete for multiple dungeons.
Mm-hmm. And just spending all your rupees on potions.
Yep.
And worrying about if you have enough money to survive the rest of the seed. And worrying that your opponent just found the hook shot somewhere that you skipped because you were in go mode too soon.
Yep.
Go mode too soon is very much a thing in no logic. It can cost you a race.
Yeah. In fact, I think some people refer to it as "Oh no, go mode."
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that was our team in Glitch League. Like, oh no, we're in go mode.
Yep.
Oh no. Yoho's gonna go to Armos Nights, so we'll get to see a hook push again. I'm always happy to see those. But, uh-oh. Fox was trying to go to Ganon from a save and quit, but like a fancier way, and got soft locked here. Or at least felt like he was gonna get soft locked if he made any moves.
Wait, so where's Fox going now?
I think he's doing River Clip.
Okay. Having some fun with it.
Maybe.
River Clip is fun. I mean, we saw it earlier. I don't remember why we saw it earlier.
I usually do get to Agate Tower.
Yeah, just to get to the 2 Agate Tower just quickly.
Yep. Oh, by the way, the Moon Pearl's in that chest. We get to get it again, because we refilled it when we did the door delete here.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 Moon Pearls, imagine that.
2 Moon Pearls.
And there is the big chest of Eastern that is haunting Yoho right now, because it might be the fire rod.
Ooh.
Or the lamp.
The lamp.
It's probably the lamp. I mean, there's only so many things it can be.
Yeah, I guess it's either that or one of the Bombo slot checks. And
yeah.
Nice. I think that's pretty much all we.
I can't think of anything that we didn't do. I mean, this is the part where somebody goes to like King's Tomb. We're like, oh wow, we haven't done that yet. But no, we saw that too.
Yeah. I guess that's another nice thing about using fancy glitches to get to locations. It's easy to remember that you did them. It was a lot more complex, actually. A lot more effort required to get them.
All right, Foxlisk about to take this one. First place on Restream.
Yeah, let's get your GG's in chat for Foxlisk finishing this No Logic Seed in once he crosses the bridge in a racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 45 seconds. GG Fox.
We had some really close finishes in the race room, actually. Fox and Chex were 10 seconds apart.
Yeah, that's
wow.
crazy. We had,
And Mr. Byer was 7 minutes ahead of both of them. And then
Yeah,
Wolfie
so-
was just a little bit behind.
yeah, so second, third, and fourth place all finished within a minute of each other in a over 2 hour seed. That's impressive. All right, where's Yoho headed now? Actually, where is Yoho headed now? Oh, is this the?
Gotta be the big
one
chest,
where
but
this- Oh yeah, the big
yeah,
chest.
I think he just got some energy muscle memory there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we know this book is just going to be a diversion.
Big sigh of relief for Yoho, but we know it's a big old bait.
Yeah. In fact, if I'm in Yoho's position, I'm probably finding that book and seeing the over 2 hour finish times in the race room, and I'm probably guessing, okay, that means my go mode is probably locked behind that book. So
Did Yoho actually check Ped? Because I saw highly in text there.
Alright, Yoho heading. Oh, this could be Yoho heading back into TR. Oh
yeah.
no, this is a book check.
I mean, Ether Tablet and then TR.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
If you after 2 hours into a seed, you still have any like routing muscle in your brain, because that can definitely wear out over time. I believe that is where we are headed. So this is going to be go mode for Yoho very soon. And having already done Skull Woods, we'll just be able to do Quadrant Glitch and finish the game very quickly.
Yeah, this was a very high collection rate seed for sure. And there it is. Yoho deciding to save and quit and probably do the mirror wrap to Laser Bridge to get to Trinex instead of walking there from the middle. So Mamo, do you remember where the TR Big Key was?
Ice Palace?
Oh, right, okay. That's right. And we are joined in our booth by our winner on Restream, Foxlisk. GG Fox, and welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for the very entertaining and very thorough show of No Logic Tech. This is quite a high collection rate one.
Yeah, classic rod hunt. No logic, they can just be literally anywhere. So this happens a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I promise, however this felt to you, it was very enjoyable on our end. We got to see so many glitches, including you and Yoho doing different hook pushes in the same room, almost
That's
at the
fun.
same time. Yoho did a lot of powder pushing, and then you did a lot of index setting from a save and quit. So traditional Samaria hook pushing.
What was he doing? What?
Powder pushing? Like using the powder to set
Like slot 6 stuff?
The slot 6 stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's something I need to learn.
Oh, I thought your tutorial would teach me.
No, you'll have to wait for Yoho's tutorial.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I didn't play very well, but it was also just a rough seed. Just you had to go everywhere, and
Oh yeah, Turtle Rock
No
Big Chest, not easy to do without the Turtle Rock Big Key, or at least convince yourself to do. And the lamp being in one of 3 locations left to us. I think what was it? Ice Palace, Boss, Eastern Big Chest, and Green Pendant are the only things I can even think of right now.
I never got Bob's chest because I'm an idiot, but
Well,
Oh.
I can promise you, Bob's chest was checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At
that
least
was
once.
that was not the lamp.
it's those and
Wait,
that
no.
might be it.
No, wait a minute. You and Yoho both had the same problem with Bob's chest?
That's hilarious.
Oh, no, no,
No
no, no,
way.
no. Yoho did the same thing with Arena Bridge chest or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
oh, yeah,
so-
I didn't check Arena Bridge because of the Quadrant Glitch stuff.
That's right. Both of
Hmm.
you had the Arena Bridge skip, I think, because you realized your east-west transitions would be busted.
Yeah, yeah, you can't do
Correctly
that, as
didn't
far as
check
I know.
that, because that would have been bad. But yeah, your Bob's chest because you were going for speedrun strats.
Oh,
There's a reason
God.
nobody does those in rando. But if you had pulled it off, it would have looked really cool.
Well, I changed my mind halfway through. I was gonna powder Bob, but then I already had the bomb down, and so you can't just change your mind.
Oh no, no, you gotta commit.
Yeah.
You gotta go for Mike Arrows or bust. If you're not doing Mike Arrows
Yeah.
in a randomizer race, what are you even doing?
Exactly.
Oh, I have a question for you. I feel like you probably know about this because it's in a speedrun you've done. Is there a reason you cannot do the Samaria corruption to Mothula to get
It's
around
be-
the fire?
It's because I have the wrong SD to SNES firmware. It crashes on some firmwares.
Oh, it's
Um,
hardware issues. That sucks. So I can do
Yeah.
it, is what you're saying.
You
In
should
my
be able
little
to, yeah.
emulator.
Yeah. I need to update to the new beta firmware and see if it fixes that. Because the problem is that the USB to SNES firmware crashes on that North Samaria.
Just that
And-
one?
Yeah, just that one. I don't know
Huh.
why.
It's not a VRAM corruption thing, it's just that Samaria.
Yeah, it's not a VRAM thing. It's something specific to that North Samaria.
Weird. And Yoho
yeah.
didn't do it either, but Yoho had like powder pushing and stuff and was doing powder pushes in like places where you didn't really need to. So I'm guessing that was just
But I wonder
either
if
he
Yoho's
didn't know the
also-
Samaria or wanted to show off the stuff he knew how to do.
Or I wonder if Yoho's also on SD to SNES.
He's on SD to SNES. Well, he's probably on SD to SNES. But his USB to SNES, his USB port is broken on his SD to SNES, so he would not have that firmware on.
Fair.
Hmm.
I knew there must be a reason because like you obviously know about it because you've done the speedrun.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot I wasn't going to be able to get past the mummies. Not having lamp is so annoying. But I guess it was just behind Bombos.
Yeah, or Eastern Big Chest. I don't think either of you got that.
Right. Oh, I guess Pedestal also.
No, we checked Ped. You checked Ped.
That's right, I checked that. Yeah. Never mind. I promise my brain works.
Wolfie
once in a
says it's
while.
not Eastern Big Chest. Oh my god.
Okay.
So it's Cold Stare?
It's called
Well,
Sarah,
yeah.
yeah, or the Green Pendant. Wow. Alright, Yoho has taken down Ganon.
I was starting to look at my EG map to see if I needed to figure out a way to dupe the green pendant.
You can. I think there's a wrong warp you can do. Wrong warps are kind of hard to see from an EG map, but I think you can do something in the Pengator chest. There's a YBA, I want to say it's north or south, that makes a pit you can fall into and puts you in the Argus super tile. So Argus would have to be dead for that.
Interesting.
It's going to be on like Purity Wong's BK mode guide somewhere.
Yeah.
It's old tech.
Yeah.
Back when people used to not do crystal bosses, that was like how you did eyes.
Right.
That
Yeah.
or they would go to Aga Tower. There's like an Aga Tower dupe as well.
Oh, Hera Basement.
Yeah, I didn't check Hera Basement because I
Basement.
got a slot 8 block. I was gonna check it and then I couldn't.
That's what that is. How do you get the chest?
You just hook push to the right and don't hit the transition and then just open it. There's nothing tricky about it.
But there's a torch.
And
You like
It
what?
spawns?
Oh yeah, I didn't have fire. Well, I would have just gone in the room and then realized I didn't have fire.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know, like, oh my god, you can actually do that without fire. And
No,
I
I'm
know
just
there's
dumb.
a way. Todso probably knows it, but
Yeah, you can open that chest from desert with, I think it's only a double East Samaria, but maybe it's a triple. But I had already opened the desert chest, and I didn't want to try to figure out a way to reclose them.
yeah.
Hmm.
I knew it would be something like, oh, you've got to have not opened this chest.
Yeah.
Technically, you can get it,
Hmm.
but nobody
and,
will.
and we're joined in our booth by Yoho, GG Yoho, and welcome.
Hey, thanks.
GG, Yoho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for a very incredible show for a very terrible seed.
Yeah, it was one of those things where if you guessed the right place earlier, you did better, but I did not guess the right place.
Yeah, both of you, and I imagine everyone in the race today, likely really isolated the TR big chest, and it takes a while to get back to there when it's no logic. Everything available to you gives you much better density everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
On the brighter side, it was really cool seeing all the glitches that you used to get to almost every item in the game.
Yeah, Yoho, we're all watching you and thinking, I want to learn powder pushing, because you got great use out of powder pushing, and neither Fox nor Malmo nor I know how to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a mixed bag because some of them I ended up just wasting time on ones that didn't work for me, and I'm not quite sure why they didn't work. So, but yeah, I mean, I was able to complete Skull Woods without any kind of fire, and that was nice.
That was pretty cool.
Do you know the North Samaria in Skullwoods to get past the Mummy Hellway?
No.
Okay. It's really easy, and it just gets you past that room. You just do a North Samaria in the first room of the back. We were wondering.
Nah.
I think Malma said you didn't do it, and was wondering if it was because of hardware or just because you hadn't, you weren't aware of it.
Well, oh yeah, that does VRAM, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's VRAM off.
It's not VRAM. It's some other weird corruption. But yeah, it does
Oh.
something
Yeah.
bad.
Either way, I had a plan. Well, I kind of had a plan. I got there, and then I was like, oh yeah, I can't light these torches. I was like, oh well, I'll just do a north stuck push. It's fine. And then getting the north stuck push to work didn't go so well, so I just did an OA one and yeeted myself up.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
So did either of you have what was your favorite moment of the seed, or favorite thing that this seed allowed you to do?
I tried out a new opener, and I kind of enjoyed doing that. So.
I don't want
Let's
to
do
talk
that.
about the opener. Let's just move on to the next topic, please.
No,
Are you the one who had the hour 30-minute hobo check?
I did forget about Hobo for a long time, yeah. I also died trying to take the old man to his cave.
Oh no.
Oh, right.
That's just classic. You can get to everywhere with 3 hearts, and some things are dangerous, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, just GG to everyone. This is fun. Always cool
No,
to see
it's fun,
glitch
yeah.
stuff on SG.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to our runners, Foxlisk and This Is Not Yoho. Give them a follow, and also give a shout out to our tracker and my co-commentator, Krellbell on comms and tracking Akuhesh. I'll put that in chat as well.
Yep. Thanks, Malmo, and thanks everyone involved in today's show. This was a lot of fun to watch. This mode is awesome. I could see why it's so addictive.
Yeah, tomorrow on Speed Gaming, we have another Link to the Past randomizer daily race. This is going to be a festive randomizer, which means
Ooh.
weird. It's going to get weird again, but in a different way. That's going to be at 2 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Tune in for that. And if you haven't played the festive yet, give it a spin before you check out the daily, because you don't want to spoil it yourself. But there's a lot to see, a lot more to see than just one seed can give you, so do tune into that. Or play yourself.